And good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending where you are. We have Adele with us. Hey, Adele, welcome.
Morning, Jeff. How are you?
Doing great. So it's about 5 a.m. where you're at, correct?
Yeah, about 5:30.
Oh, my goodness. That is so early in the morning.
What can I say? I'm a sucker for punishment.
Right.
I'm dedicated to AAA. Yeah.
Oh, yes, that's true. I mean, we all have our addictions and our issues with this hobby, don't we?
Do you see my little banner under my name? I changed it just for you.
My name is Adele, and I'm a fishaholic. Yeah. I had one on mine, but I don't know where it went to. I had mine. It's called the Pusher Man because I'm an enabler. I send fish and shrimp to people and get people started in the hobby. So I consider myself to be like the dealer. I should change it for next week's. That'll be good. So we do have Andrew from Aquarium Daily coming to join us, and I'm just not sure exactly. He said he's running a little bit late, but he should be here. But let's go ahead, and I'm going to go ahead and go through the chat here and see what we got. Let's start up at the top here. We have Sam. Why are we always yelling? Welcome, Sam. Good to see you, sir. Of course, we have Adele here as our special guest. We have Sketty Nona, who's came back from the unknown. I missed her. I guess she had some phone issues.
And, yeah, I think she got a new phone. Yeah.
You know, isn't it funny how we worry about people when we don't see them? I mean, it's like you have a good friend that you that comes up missing, and then we don't we don't know what happened to him. So, but we have and Daniel. Hello, Daniel. So good to see you, sir. Andrew will be joining us shortly, and if you'd like to jump on the panel, you're more than welcome.
I think we're so accustomed to seeing people.
What's that?
Regularly. We're so accustomed to seeing people like regularly in the streams, and then when they don't appear for a little while, it's like, oh, where'd you go?
It becomes an addiction. It becomes an addiction like anything else. You're used to having something, and all of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah.
And, just like that. My good friend Mal's here, and we and then Daniel. Let's see, and we also have
Daniel. G'day, Danny boy.
Arnold's here from King's World Aquariums and Ant World. Hey, Arnold, at the top of this, at the very top, I think I have it pinned, don't I, Adele? Or is it
I believe so, yes, Jeff. No, it's there.
It's still there, okay.
As far as I know.
I was going to mention to Arnold because he's never been on the live stream yet. It's so simple. You can just hit click the link, Arnold, if you'd like to join, and we can talk over some of the talking points. I have a few talking points for us tonight, or today, or this morning, or what time it is, and we can all talk about it. So don't feel afraid to do it. You got to try it sometime, and it's easy. We're all friends here. We're just going to talk and relax and have a good time, right, Adele?
Sorry, I'm trying to stuff my face with my breakfast.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Oh my goodness. Hello, Paul. How you doing, my friend? What a treat. Big Fish Lad.
Big Fish Lad, hello. Yeah. Oh, that's a name I actually haven't seen before.
Are you kidding? Oh my! You got to check his channel out.
I do.
Big Fish Lad has a fantastic channel. I've been following him now. I think when I joined him, it must have been at least 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. He was back when he was around 400 to 500 subs. I think when I.
Oh.
I think I'm kind of weird about that because I can remember numbers when I joined somebody, and I think he was number 523 when I subscribed.
Daniel's been digging a pond today.
Oh wow!
He's had to pull out huge rocks and everything, so he's run himself a hot bath.
Oh, there. Okay, that's
well deserved, mate. By the sounds of it, you've been working hard.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely will go and check out your channel, mate. Nice to meet you.
In fact, now that I got my phone here, give me just a second. I'm going to drop his link in the description because I can't do it from here for some reason or another, but I can
Oh, I
for
was
you.
going to say, send it to my messenger
I sure will.
if you can. Yeah,
I will do
that way
that.
I'll remember to go over.
Absolutely. Yep. I'm just going to go ahead and share this out here first in the chat room, and then I will send it to you, Adele. There we are. I encourage anybody who enjoys aquariums to be sure to check out Paul's Fish Room. Big Fish Lad. He has some fantastic Central and South American cichlids. And I got that on
There's
there.
Jeff being that enabler again.
Yeah, that's right. I'm an enabler. You know that. That's just the way I am, though. I love to share stuff. And in fact, I'm going to send this to you on Messenger right now, Adele. There we are. Now you have it.
Thank
As
you.
well. You're welcome. Very welcome. All righty. Okay, let's see here now. Have I missed anybody in chat? No, well, I've been chatting my head off. Shane's
Oh,
Tanks
that's
and
going to be
Balls.
fun.
Hello, welcome.
Oh, permission.
Sketty notices my husband is working on the drainage swell. We're on 3rd acre. Oh, nice. Oh, it's
Oh,
not a
that sounds like
pond.
fun.
Not a pond for me, unfortunately. The pond is just a young. Oh, I see.
That's wonderful, Daniel.
You know, Daniel is absolutely one of the most wonderful people that I know.
Right?
He is so kind and so generous to people, and
Absolutely.
isn't that just wonderful? What a good man.
Oh, that is
Hey,
lovely. And I'm sure he's going to love it.
yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, Daniel. You're a good man.
Right, he's better than a lot of us, I can say that.
Well, we all do what we can, you know. We're all finding our way in this world, and some people are a little stronger than others, and we're all doing the best we can. Yes, we'll love it. And not to put you on the spot, Paul, but if you want to join the chat, all you have to do is click the link above, and it's real easy. We just get on here and talk. If you don't want
come
to,
on up.
If you don't want to, I understand, but you are always welcome.
You don't have to show your face if you don't want to. You can pop up here just as I am.
Yeah, there's a simple thing on here. You got the camera here. If you don't want it on, you just do that. You can still talk, and everybody can hear you. But,
yeah.
But you know.
So you can turn your camera off before you even come up here. Hello, Jimmy.
Hello, Jimmy. How we doing?
Daniel ate my whole birthday cake.
Oh my goodness. When was your birthday, Jimmy? Can you tell us?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it this month? Are you an August birthday as well? Because me and Arnold and Alex Cardinal and who else? We had quite a few birthdays. Tara had a birthday on the Friday the 18th. And yes.
I think it's Belinda's birthday month as well.
Oh, is it?
Hmm.
We have LJ Shrimp. Hello, LJ. Welcome. So good to see you. Andrew will be joining us here, folks, in a little while, but we'll go ahead and get started anyway. I'm not sure
Fish family.
Fish family.
Lake
Hello
to land.
there. Lake to land. So good to see you. Mountaintop Fish, welcome.
Jimmy's birthday was a few streams and a bellyache back.
Is that what he said? Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah.
That's funny. Sandy Dowdy skipped off work today, so happy to be here. Well, we're glad to have you, Sandy. It's good to see you.
How nice. I am so happy to see you here, Sandy. I'm telling you, we were just talking about good people a minute ago, Adele, and this is one right here.
Yeah.
You know, such a nice person, and my heart goes out. She's had some issues with her pets, and like we all have issues and stuff. I tell you, I don't mean to bring up an old wound or anything, Sandy, but my heart goes out to you, dear. You're such a good person. And we have Chris is here. Hello there.
G'day, Stubbs.
Very good to see you, Chris. We also have Sandy here from Canada as well. Oh man, I'm telling you what, my day has gotten better immensely. All of a sudden. I was kind of like in the day and kind of just going through the motions and stuff. And then all it takes is all these wonderful people in the chat to come in here, and my day has been lifted. I tell you, it is just amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, okay. All right. I'm so nervous. I'm so giddy now all of a sudden. I can't even think straight. I get wound up, Oh, my goodness. And George, thank you, sir. So good to see you. This is another one here I want to add also.
Oh, hello, George. How are you? All my love to your beautiful wife and your children.
Yes. And have you seen his fish room?
I know, right? And his yard.
Sorry about that, Andrew.
And the front yard and the backyard and inside and outside.
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed.
Where is everybody?
Where is everybody? We got a ton of people in the chat right now. Oh, my goodness.
We're all here. Where have you been?
I'm over the moon right now, Andrew. I got people in here that I haven't seen in a long time. And I tell you, I was telling Adele and everybody in the chat that my mood has went from here to off the chart.
All right.
I get very happy, you guys. You gotta realize I'm a passionate person, and I get really happy. So, but oh no, the wacky Englishman. We know who he's talking about. It's getting known. Says hello to David.
I take it it's Jeff. Not Jeff. Jimmy.
Yeah, Jimmy, right there.
Yeah. Hi, Jimmy.
No worries, Daniel. Enjoy that, mate. Yes, well deserved.
Yes. Get all those aches and pains worked out of your system. He's been working hard, doing some work for a young autistic boy, and it's really nice. Oh, yeah, the snakes. Okay, well, we got through the chat for so far. We're going to go ahead and get started with our first talking point. If I can find it here, there it is. Enabling. By helping other people in the hobby, and are we helping them or are we helping ourselves? Me personally, I say it's both.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, Jeff.
Yeah, I say both for myself. I mean, some people like to do it just because they like to help other people, just for that. But I think for me, I get a lot of joy from bringing people into the hobby. Am I hearing some tape?
What's that? Yeah, I was just about to say, what is that?
What are you hearing?
Oh, I hear some
tape
no
or creaking.
No problem. Oh,
she's
no problem.
She's at the side of me packing parcels.
Oh, that's good. No problem at all. Hi, Donna. Welcome. Good to see you.
Hi, Donna.
They'll say hi.
Hi.
I thought I was imagining this. What is that noise?
Yes. Okay, so why is fish keeping addictive? Oh, that's the next one. We're not there yet. I have to go back to comments. Yeah, so enabling. So now we know that, like when Andrew sent Steve, who was tanked up, now he's, I think, nuclear.
Yeah, that's he got a second channel.
Something to do with nuclear power. I know that. He sent him some shrimp, and I think that is. I think that was a way of enabling him to have those shrimp. Andrew.
No, just the goodness of my heart.
There you go.
I know. Mally's after some cherry shrimp, but
we've got a few people agreeing with both, Jeff.
Yeah. Yes, we do.
Andrew's wrapping my present up, he says.
Like, I want to send Chris up in Canada, and anybody else I can in Canada, with some of my Blue Dream shrimp. I got to fill out some paperwork and find out what it's going to take. I know that I've seen some people shipping from Canada to the United States, so I could assume that it should be possible to ship to Canada. he told me about some of the prerequisites to do it, and it doesn't seem too, just a little bit of red tape to snip through.
Yeah.
And then I'd love to get him some of those shrimp up there so we can see the little tiny colonies grow into a huge little army.
That would be really cool.
Yes. It's a lot of fun. And so I want to do that. And I've already sent John from My Fish Tank Aquatics some shrimp.
Oh, that's strange, Sarah.
What's that? Oh, since I got it.
There's been some new phone. Top chat and alt chat aren't showing everyone in chat. There's a lag or something.
Oh. Seems to be going rather smoothly for me. I'm not sure.
Oh, Jimmy, that's awesome.
Oh, yeah. I got here my glasses on so I can read this. My doctor suggested keeping a tank would be good therapy. He didn't tell me I would be setting up 30 of them. Welcome. You're where you belong, Jimmy. You need this meeting. Not that it's a bad thing, but you need us. We need you. So you're here.
Oh, that's right. I actually read somewhere because I'd been diagnosed with complex PTSD. That fish tanks were good for people with PTSD. I'm like, okay, I'll get one. 6 fish tanks later.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I've had a addictive personality.
It wasn't medical with me anyway.
Well, no, it wasn't me either.
No.
But I tell you what, later on, I think it becomes psychological later on, not necessarily physical, but I think it's good for your sense of well-being, and I think it's also good to calm your nerves down after a stressful day, to sit and just, a lot of times in our lives, there's things that we can't control. But when we come home to our fish tanks, we can do a lot to change their lives and make at least better their lives, even if we can't do it for ourselves at any given time. And I think that's really important.
I think to a certain extent as well, like you just said, there's things outside that we can't control, right? But owning a fish tank and keeping a fish tank and maintaining that fish tank, we are in control.
Yes.
To a certain extent. Yep. I mean, things will still happen, right? But for the most part, we control how much water is in the tank. We control the water parameters. We control what fish we keep and how we keep them and how happy they are, and plants, all that sort of thing. So it is very structured. It is like we have that sense of control of that environment. We're creating that and maintaining that.
Absolutely. And that's what we have. And we got here. Welcome to the stream, Jimmy. Welcome.
Hey. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, Jimmy.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you so much.
Jimmy, why do we want to hear you?
Well, Andrew, we want to hear everybody.
I don't remember asking you for your opinion, Andrew.
Well, I certainly didn't ask you.
Oh, you rascal, you. Yeah, Jeff, I wanted
That's
to touch
enough of that, you two.
I wanted to touch on the therapeutic value of keeping the fish because Adele touched on it. Yeah, I think in my case, he suggested that at the time I had kept fish, many years ago, but I think he suggested at the time for me to have something to take care of and take the attention off myself.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that has worked because, boy, am I taking care of stuff. Oh, my God.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I tend to hyper-focus on everything other than myself.
Yes, that can happen. Yes. But it's not such a bad thing. I've really enjoyed it.
No.
And I try to do things that are a little off the beaten path, so to speak, not just do common varieties of fish and things like that. So my latest venture is going to be building a planted bichir tank because I have I have 6 of them.
Oh, I love bichirs. They're so cute.
Oh, they are.
5 of the 6 are just juveniles, so I have to grow them out before I plop them in with the bigger one.
Yeah, absolutely. Or they'll be snacked.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. I really enjoy those fish. I really do.
Sketty Nona says here that fish fan friends are therapeutic, and I have to agree with that. When I started doing these streams with Andrew and Jimmy and everybody else, for that matter, that when I started, I noticed something in me changed where, it started out kind of rough, but then as you get used to it, it tends to get better.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And it seems like now that after I've been doing it a few times, it becomes rather addictive in itself, really. I mean, I just wish I could get more people to participate with it. Not that I'm saying I'm lacking right here, because I got 3 great people on this panel, but I have a lot of friends that don't really like to go on in front of the camera, which is unfortunate but they don't have to, because they can do like what Jimmy and Adele's doing here, and they can talk and not even be on camera. But if they're nervous or apprehensive,
trust me, it's not even 6 a.m. here. You guys don't want to see what I look like. I'm doing you all a favor.
Hey, right. It can't get any worse than this.
You would be surprised, my friend.
I'm completely naked, so you can do it with no clothes.
Jesus Christ!
Not really.
Well, I mean, if you're having heat waves over there, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, you know what's funny, Adele? Many parts of the country are sweltering right now.
Yeah,
we are actually cooler than normal right now.
No kidding, that's hilarious.
We're 93 degrees Fahrenheit today, Jimmy, and we have a heat index of over 100.
Yeah,
humidity here in Michigan is terrible.
I've heard from a lot of people, and they're going through a hard time with the heat. But it's actually cooled off right here, right now.
My fish tank's aquatic. I think my fish tank's aquatics was posting links about temperatures over 105.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. They're hot.
Which is kind of like our normal summer heat waves over here.
Oh yeah, me too.
So it's very similar sort of weather to what we're used to in the height of summer.
Right.
Well, we get our hottest days usually in the end of June. Usually here in Michigan, it's usually in the hundreds for about a week or two, and then July stays in the 80s to maybe low 90s. But in August, we usually cool down to the low 80s or even high 70s most of the time.
It's been kind of unseasonably warm here.
Welcome, George.
Welcome to certainly not.
Hello, Mexicali.
Mexicali Fish Keeper, George. So good to see you, sir.
Plushy Aquatics. Hello, Christopher.
Okay, so we got the
110 there, yeah.
110 degrees, my goodness. Okay, so back on our enabling, like we were talking, so I sent shrimp to John, and I sent some other things a year ago, and we were talking about this, and Andrew had sent shrimp to Steve. You sent him some other things too, didn't you, Andrew?
Yeah, bristlenose.
Bristlenose. I thought you sent him some Corridoras as well.
No, just bristlenose.
Oh, okay.
Andrew, you need to settle down. You're way too excited.
It's too early in the morning for that crap.
Oh, my word.
I tell you, my energy level went way up when I came in here and I seen all these wonderful people. I was like, wow, so great. So
hey, wait, where's B-Wiz? Oh, B-Wiz, what the hell?
Where's he at? Did I see him come in?
It's just Brandon.
Yeah, that's his other channel.
Damn it, you got me.
I didn't know that.
Far out. I was like, who is this person? And then Sarah said B-Wiz. I was like, oh, wait. You got me, you bugger.
One channel was not enough, so, you had to make another.
Right?
Well, welcome, Brandon. I've always called him Wiz. I never knew what his name was, so.
Yep. I call him B-Wiz.
B-Wiz.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Kind of like the Wizard of Oz, the Whistle of Oz.
There you go. Yeah.
The wizard.
Wizard.
Hey, I want to throw in real quick. I see King's Aquariums and Ant World in here. I just watched one of his videos last night, and I am completely jealous of the tanks he has. And I told him in a comment that I don't think I like him anymore.
I seen that.
Oh, yeah. That's not very nice.
You got to realize that, Arnold, that's an affectionate term from Jimmy Hughes.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go down and see Arnold. He don't know yet.
Oh, nice.
I might pop in and see Steve as well.
Oh, nice.
That's terrific. Yeah. Good for you.
None of them know yet.
Sounds like a good day trip.
It'll be a stopover.
Oh.
Ooh.
Should be a good time.
And Mel says that Andrew's been on the Sunny Delight and just won't quit. Laugh out loud, he'll be up all night.
Sunny D.
And Sunny D. Well, I seen
there's John, my fish tanks aquatics. Speak of the devil, he shall appear.
Hello there.
G'day, mate.
John, good to see you, sir.
Oh no, he's gonna be in a hot box. His van's got no AC. Oh mate.
No.
Well, what's wrong with you, John? Come on.
Well, you know those air conditioners go out.
Yeah, I know they do.
The hottest days of the year. Never fails. Never fails. I better not say that. I better knock on wood because my air conditioner's still working. I don't.
Well, knowing how John's winters are, I sure hope that it has a heater, John, for the winter.
Hello, Mike B.
Look, it's Mike B. Oh my goodness.
Hello, Mike. Welcome.
Hi, Mike.
Mike, I had to leave Rico's In Focus with your lovely bride early, but I will be watching the replay because you know how much I like your wife. You know, that's no secret.
Hi, Leanne.
Be careful.
I'm Leanne, and I'm an aquarium addict.
See, Leanne knew the assignment.
You're at the right
place. Just like me.
You came to the right meeting.
Yes, hey, getting back to that first question, enabling. What we have to remember is everybody has their own free will. I mean, you know, I mean, my doctor, you know, he didn't say, now, don't buy 30 tanks, Jim. You know, he didn't say that. But you know, that's what I ended up doing only because I got hooked. But
June, hi, Mom.
I have my own remedy for that. I have no more room, so I cannot get any more. So there you go.
Well, I got plenty of room down here, but I just can't.
I know you do.
I just can't handle any more. Make for me. I do it all myself. I don't have any helpers or anything. But I got to do it all myself. And this tank behind me is needed to have the algae cleaned off the glass for quite some time. I do the water changes, but I don't mess around with the algae on that.
Well, hey, you're just doing it at your own pace, Jeff. That's okay. Yeah.
I leave it until I get sick of it, and then I scrub it off.
I'm getting to that point. I'm getting to that point, yeah. Every time I walk by, I'm like, I got to get to that tank and get that algae off that glass. But then I'll see another tank.
I need to get one of those scrapers with the razor blade.
Mm-hmm.
For some of my algae, yeah.
Ah, ooh, nice.
Melanotania parkinsonii. Oh,
George.
Those are the rainbow fish. Aren't some beautiful rainbow fish?
2 males, 2 females.
I just pressed 1 for English, George. So would you tell me what that
is? He said he got new rainbows yesterday.
Oh, okay. I missed
before that. Yeah, even just like the hand scraper with the little blade on it. I just need to find them. Whether that's on something like Temu or Wish or whatever. I won't go Amazon anymore. Well, they're kind of expensive in the aquarium stores and the pet stores here. So.
Well, what's up with that, Adele? Why is everything so expensive over there? My goodness.
Inflation.
Yeah, well. Oh no.
It is always quite expensive here anyway. The hobby itself is expensive.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, here we are. Hello, George.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Doing great, sir. How you doing?
Excellent.
Oh my
I
goodness,
just enjoying the rest of my day off.
This is a
Oh, cool. Hi, George.
Hey, Adele.
I'm going to report George for elder abuse.
You know,
What?
It's on our calendar. This is our first time having you on the channel. I'm so glad to have you here.
It's a total honor to be with you fine gentlemen and Adele and this guy down here that is from California that I don't know about. He's kind of questionable.
You mean the guy that you called Mr. Magoo the other day?
You know, I'm so sorry.
Oh my God.
You know what? I know you, but I don't know you that well. Maybe I shouldn't. I shouldn't.
I can't unsee it. George,
fine,
I can't
George.
unsee it now. Oh my God.
Yeah, well, thank you for that.
The only problem with doing that is now I don't think we're ever going to see your face again. Because I think it's always going to be your
okay,
avatar.
Jimmy. Jimmy, you're always going to be Stan Lee to me, okay?
Yeah, well, he said I went from Stan Lee to Mr. Magoo because I didn't have my glasses on.
Yes. Yeah, that's what it was.
Hey, I've been called worse, George. It's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's all.
Thanks for that, George, because that gives me an idea for Saturday.
Oh my
no.
gosh. Well, I will. I will probably be there this Saturday. So you watch yourself, you wacky Englishman. You watch. You watch.
I'll throw a pot pie at you.
Oh, grief. Pet Sonics, hello.
Yes, hello there. Welcome.
Welcome.
Well, as long as we have George here in the chat, I'm going to ask about the enabling. Now, I know you as a hobbyist, you enjoy the hobby, and have you gotten anybody else interested in the hobby since you've been doing it? I mean, I'm sure you have here on YouTube by having your fantastic channel and everything. I'm sure of that. But I mean, anybody in your personal life?
No, not really. Everybody else is sane in my family. I'm the only one that's crazy. Everybody else is well adjusted. Everybody else is well adjusted socially, except for me.
Hi, Debs.
I've often wondered, is that the rest of the world is right or you're right? I sometimes wonder that myself. I think maybe we're the ones that are right.
I'm a realist. I know everybody else is normal except for us.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
and I like it that way.
I like it being unnormal.
I do.
So what do they say? If you think you're crazy, you're not actually crazy.
Yeah.
Because only crazy people don't know that they're crazy.
I'm the first one to admit.
I know I'm crazy. Jimmy keeps telling me.
No, you're wacky. You're wacky. I'm crazy.
Well, anybody that does what we do, especially with as many aquariums as we do,
be a little
crazy,
a little eccentric, yeah.
Yes.
And it's like there are some pretty eccentric people in the fish fam.
Yes, there are.
Yeah.
But you know what? That makes it very interesting.
And there's some of the best people.
And then there's Jimmy.
My gosh. Oh,
glow it.
Oh, George, you've done it again.
You know, if you went to a restaurant and only had one thing on the menu to order, you went to the restaurant and only had one thing to order, it'd be kind of boring. But we got all this diversity out here, and that makes it really, really nice.
Diversity is a very good word. Oh yeah.
June, if you know you're crazy, you're not actually crazy because crazy people don't know that they're crazy.
Right. I agree with that.
So you're not crazy.
Especially if you deny that.
You're just eccentric.
Well, I'm something, all right.
Slightly unhinged, Lance.
You're something else, George.
Yeah. I'm only something my mother can love. That's the only thing I am.
Thank God for moms.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's right. I miss mine, I tell you that.
I do.
Definitely.
Yeah, Mike, I know you're right. That's why I'll never bring on my wife on camera while Jimmy's here because he's such a player.
Oh. You know what they say? The tiger might lose his teeth, but he's still got the claws.
Oh, yeah. And Jimmy's got him pretty sharp.
Oh, great. Now I don't have any teeth.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I just say that's what they say sometimes, but
yeah.
No teeth.
I don't remember asking you what they say, Jeff. Thank you.
All right, so that brings us to our second talking point. There's only 3 of them, so I'm not going to bore you guys with too many of these tonight. Gateway fish.
Uh-huh.
Okay, and I'm going to ask the panel, and I'm going to ask the people out in the chat to type in what the fish that they feel that got them hooked into the hobby, if there is a particular one. And we can just discuss that for a minute. So we're going to go ahead in the panel. I'm not sure, Andrew, would you like to go first or last, or you want to think about that for a minute?
What are you trying to say?
I'm trying to ask you a question. Is there a particular?
Yeah, I know you're trying to ask me a question, but it was the comment. Do you want to think about that one? You know, I know
Well, yeah,
what got
do
me.
you want to
hooked.
answer what I meant is, do you want to go first, or do you want to wait and let somebody else go first?
Oh, it was goldfish.
Goldfish.
No,
That was your-
I've always kept goldfish on and off. Yeah.
All right. So that was your that was yours. Okay. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
So no, yeah, I mean goldfish. You know, it's,
Let's see up
I'd
here.
probably have to say bristle nose.
LJ Shrimp says Molly's in the chat. Odessa Barbs for Chris. Goldfish for Pizzaddicts. Let's see, if I missed anybody up here. I'm looking through the chat here.
June's still on her gateway fish.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Well, that's quite a fish to land on right there, that Oscar. Those are big, massive beauties. I had a couple of those before. I think in my history of keeping fish, I think I've had like 3 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
actually, it could even have been Corey. Corey Doras may have been it for me.
Well, make
I
up
knew
your
it was
mind.
one of the little catfish.
I've had exactly one
I
corridor
kind of like
in my
both.
entire life.
It was something with whiskers, huh, Adele?
Yeah. Which is funny because personally, like my personal preference in men is that I don't like beards. I don't like the facial hair; it's too scratchy. But no, it's a little barbel. I do like the sucker mouth catfish just for how active they are. You know, you see them cleaning the front glass or whatever. Like they're really cool. They have little personalities.
That's right, Sam. He's asking the question here. Yep. Gateway
Yeah,
fish.
she's
One
a
of the guys-
gateway drug. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
so,
guess I'm gonna agree with Andrew. I think as a kid, what always attracted me to all aquariums is definitely goldfish, and
Goldfish.
and you know that's kind of like the most common fish because even when you try to find clip art and stuff like that for when you're putting
It's
something together,
goldfish, yeah.
always goldfish. That's they're the most common thing. You'll type in aquarium fish and usually that's what'll come up is goldfish first and then everything else after that. But
Oh,
I think
yeah, Lake Talance is betters.
Oh, that's a good one.
Well, the better was my first fish.
That is for there. And Herdwave says angels for her. Okay. That's another fish I've never kept is angelfish.
Really?
You know what?
You should. They are really cool. They're cool. They're cool
I
fish.
wish if Paul was still in the chat from Big Fish Lad, he was in here a little bit ago. Years and years ago, for most of my fish keeping hobby, I kept the big aggressive Central and South American cichlids like Jack Dempsey's, Red Devils, Green Terrors, all that kind of stuff. I had some Oscars. I had like 3 Oscars.
I would love to have like the peacock bass. The
South American type or the African?
peacocks. Like the big.
Oh,
they
the
have
big
like
one.
a spot near their tail.
Yeah, that's the ocelot.
Yeah.
I think it's the ocelot.
The big guys.
They're huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're nice. But
They're
keeping
really
those
pretty. They're
type, I
beautiful,
have a
very
chance to have all these other fish that I'm just now starting to get into. So it's like for me, after moving out all the big fish over the years, I mean, right now I'm still in the process of trying to move on to homes some of the African cichlids so I can get some other species in here, but they take up a lot of my tank space right now.
Yeah.
It's time for a new fix, so I'm trying to get some new species in here just to kind of freshen it up a little bit.
Yeah, I've gotten to a point in my hobby keeping that if I can't keep plants with the fish, then I don't want to keep the fish.
Yeah, that's another thing too. I'm starting to get into the plants, Jorge, and I can't do that with these African. They eat them.
Yeah. Well, so did my goldfish. That's why the only thing I can really put in there that'll hold up for a little bit is hornwort. Luckily, I have a lot of that, but they'll eat that too. eventually.
I take a huge handful of hornwort and I'll put it in this tank with these red zebras over here. I mean a big handful. Tomorrow morning it'll be gone, every single scrap of it, and their bellies will be full down here, and they'll have
The whole
everything.
front of this tank is just hornwort.
Yeah.
I love hornwort. It's a really, especially for breeding. I mean, it really keeps the fry safe. And
Yeah, if you're breeding live birds, it's the best plant you can have. That and guppy
Yeah,
grass.
I've actually got babies in this one now.
Ooh,
From
nice.
having all of this hornwort in here, I've noticed a couple little fry floating around in there.
Yeah, I've got tons
So
of
I'm
black
quite happy about mine.
upstairs in the hornwort. Yeah, that's nice.
I've got some big female guppies in this tank, so I'm sure that they've been dying to drop their fry.
Yep, they will. So Andrew's goldfish, George's goldfish, your guppies, or do you say Corridora?
Well, yeah, like Corridora or bristlenose, I think, for me.
Okay, that leaves us Jimmy now.
Well, mine is very easy, and it's a story that I've told numerous times, probably too many, but it's a great memory of mine. And that would be guppies.
It's the only memory.
Guppies. Okay,
It's
nice.
the only memory you still have, Jimmy.
Nice.
Can I talk?
Absolutely.
Can I talk?
Yeah.
Yep, sure. I think we've proven that. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if talking is what I call, but you can definitely make noises.
I was introduced. I'm ignoring that comment. I was introduced to guppies by my grandfather when I was like 3 or 4 years old, and I was amazed by them. And that's the first fish I went out and got when I was old enough to have my own. So there you go. Yep.
Oh, hello, Twisted Koi.
Open the door.
And June says she'd like help with her shrimp addiction.
Oh, I know.
Need help with your shrimp addiction. Okay. Yep, I'll be sending June some of those blue dream shrimp when the weather cools down. Right now here it's in the high 90s, or like 93 today, with a heat index of 105 for the rest of this week.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I got to butt in here real quick. I have the electric company out here checking my electrical connections because our bill has gone crazy, and there's definitely something wrong with the meter or the hookup or whatever. So I got to get out there, and I'm probably going to lose power anyway for a few minutes. So,
see you later, Jimmy.
Well, pop back in if you can. Okay.
I sure will. And hey, my pleasure to appear with such wonderful people. And
nice having you. Nice having you. Thank you.
Even George.
Take care, Jimmy.
Know.
See you Saturday.
Hey,
Bye, Jimmy.
Make sure you have them check your wire connections too, because you're a little bit off.
I have no comment to that comment.
I love you, Jimmy.
Later.
Later.
See you later. All right.
Later.
All right. Okay, now, so I don't think I gave my answer yet. So I got to say, I think when I actually got hooked, it wasn't when I first got my first aquarium. Of course, that was the beginning. I never stopped. But the fish that I bought a pair of convict cichlids. I think I got my first tank when I was 10. And then later on, I was about 12 years old. I went to the pet store and I seen these little striped fish, and they were really cool looking. And I just picked out 2 of them. One was bigger than the other. I didn't know it was a male and female. Then they had a big old spawn in my tank. I had babies everywhere, and they would flare their gills up. And from that point on, when I walk up to the tank, they would go up and they'd protect the babies. I knew right there and then that I was hooked at 12 years old. And,
like seeing them have babies and stuff.
And I still have convicts, 40 years later.
The only drawback with convicts are probably one of the few species that won't predate on their fry, so you get overrun very quickly.
Yeah.
That's the problem. And also, back in '74 when they were the pink convicts. They call them leucistic, I think, the light color. They were a hot species back then, and they would sell pretty good. And I had them, and I was making a little bit of loot back then when I was young. Of course, now you can't give them away, but those are the fish that I made a little bit of money in back in the '70s. But like I say, as time goes by, everything gets saturated. The market gets saturated with them, and everybody has them. So let's see here. Trying to keep up with the chat here. If you guys notice something in the chat, let me know, okay? Got that's from Jim.
Now they're all talking about cupcakes and chocolate cake. What the heck?
There could be much worse things we could be talking about.
Right. Let's see here. I'm amazed to know all the types. Yes.
Wait. June says she has 10 shrimp tanks in her bathroom.
Really?
How big's the bathroom?
You must have a big bathroom, June.
Kind of.
I don't see that. Is that?
Just up a little
10
bit.
in my bathroom. There it is. Oh wow! I only got 2 or 3 fish shrimp tanks right now. They're full of shrimp.
Use the 10s for coals. Oh yeah.
I'm eating this.
You know, I've been pretty lucky with that. I've only had a very few calls out of my Blue Dreams. I got them from Mark Shelley, and he culls them really hard for years and years, and it's a really solid line. I'll get like one that's maybe just barely discolored. I'll take it out and I'll put it into not really a cull tank, but I put it in with some endlers, and they don't bother them. And I got the really dark blue ones that are just beautiful.
Well, when I started culling mine, I was putting them in the community tanks thinking that, eventually they would become somebody's meal. But now I've got fry from little shrimplets from the coals. So they're all kind of reverting back to the wild type, which is making it even harder for them to be eaten up alive because they're clear.
Oh. Hide from the predators that way.
Yep.
Mr. Coy says Bubba Gump shrimp. 3 cupcakes.
It looks like my plants are bouncing back quite well. I'm really happy with
What
it.
are you eating there, Andrew? Did I miss that?
Something chocolate.
Oh,
chocolate cake.
chocolate.
Chocolate
Nice.
With ice cream.
No,
Very nice.
Just cream.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, they're weird like that, George.
Oh no, that's actually sounds very good. The only thing that is that I'm kind of off of sugars and flours for right now, and that I see that stuff and it's like, oh man.
You're on low carb diet.
Yeah.
I have a type 2 diabetes, and but the thing of it is, if I go off any carbs, I mean, right now I eat everything I want and I keep my numbers really good. I don't use insulin. I have a couple of medications I take, oral medications for it.
Oh, okay.
And it keeps my blood sugar just right down near 100 almost all the time, which is really good. And if I stop eating the foods I like, I drop down to like 60. And where you get that low, you're just feeling like you're gonna die. It's terrible.
I think everything in moderation. I'm trying to think. I had some friends. So he was diabetic, and he used to have quite awful swings in all of his numbers. So he'd go into like the sugar lows and that sort of thing. And she ended up getting a whole heap of recipes through like The Biggest Loser. Do you remember that TV show?
Yeah, I remember that show.
So they came out with the whole like dietary recipe regime, and she'd started making all of these amazing meals with like no sugar or gluten-free or whatever, tailored to his dietary needs. And it worked really well, and there were some beautiful foods in there.
My wife is gluten-free. She gets deathly ill if she gets any flour wheat.
Oh, yeah.
So I cook all of her food. I cook all the food in the house for her, and I have to watch the ingredients really close, because if she gets
I haven't quite pinpointed what my gluten reaction is from, because there's different kinds of gluten and different kinds of triggers.
Yeah.
I know. I'm kind of doing it just for preventive purposes. Not that I've been very fortunate. My health is pretty good, but there is a big history of diabetes, high blood pressure, all that in my family. And what happened to me is I went from having a job that I had a lot of physical exertion, so I could pretty much eat whatever I wanted, and I could kind of maintain my weight. But when I left the field to be in the office, all of a sudden I went totally sedentary, and my weight started going up. You go watch some of my earlier videos, my face is about this big on camera. And I started watching this like, wait a minute, because it happens so gradually. You start putting it on. And then you start noticing in your clothes and you're going, well, wait a minute, am I really going to go up that extra size? And, so probably I said, something's got to change. And that's what it was. I just kind of figured that the easiest thing for me to do was just to cut out sugars and all the just basically a low carb diet. And it was hard at first, but now it's just kind of, it used to be where I couldn't see any kind of sweets put out because the temptation was too great and I'd have to dip into it. Now I've got to a point where I can be self-controlled and go, nah, I don't, my wife still has a sugar tooth and she'll buy stuff like that. And she'll go, do you want some? It's like, no, not really. I'm good.
I think the hardest part is trying to stay away from all that refined stuff. If you can find the substitutes that still hit your sweet tooth, or that particular food craving. I started to swap a lot of stuff out when I was dieting.
Yeah.
Good morning, Gil. Good morning, Gil's in the audience here. Good friend from Australia.
Instead of chocolate, you're going for like fresh fruit, or like you're swapping out those refined sugars for natural sugars. Yeah. And the same with the your meats and your carbs and that, so that you can substitute a lot of those foods for a healthier option.
Yeah, what's funny is I'm sure if there's something that I can say I truly had an addiction to was sugar. And because you can't help but to, almost everything you eat.
It's kind of in everything,
Yeah. And it's been real interesting when you start looking at labels and start paying a little bit more attention, how much sugar is in a lot of the stuff you take for granted. And so now that I've done that, it's interesting because I was actually just the other day talking to a coworker, and I said, what's the craziest thing about being off of sugar for so long is that I can have nuts, whether like cashew nuts or almond nuts. And because I am so deprived, I guess, of the sugar, I can taste the sugar in those, all of a sudden that's kind of become my sweet substitute. Whenever I'm craving something really sweet, I can go to that and that'll satisfy that craving. And it's so crazy how that's happened.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I swapped sugar out of my morning coffee. So now I have like the artificial sweetener.
It's the worst thing for you.
And
that is
some of them, not all of them.
Pretty much all of them.
I just go no sugar.
Oh well, if I end up with cancer, so be it. But at least I'm not using sugar.
Yeah.
But now it tastes exactly the same to me as sugar does. So I can't actually, my mind doesn't tell the difference.
Although I'll tell you what I did notice after getting off of the sugar and the carbs, I didn't realize how much swelling I had in my joints, because I was having a lot of knee pains, and I was thinking I was going to start getting arthritis in my hands because I would wake up and it just hurt. And since I've cut back on that, I know before I used to not be able to slip on my ring. It was stuck in my hand. And now I got to be careful I don't swing my hand too hard because it'll come off.
Yeah.
And that's how much swelling that's how much swelling I've lost from my articulations and stuff like that, because I just didn't realize it.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what I'm going to do?
Aquarium Delirium, the other mad Englishman.
I'm going to let me do this, and what what I'm going to do, Leanne, is I'm going to give you the wrench so you can check out these other channels easily. And that way you don't have to, it'll be easy. All you got to do is touch on the names on your screen there, and you'll be able to go to them immediately. So there you go. You're now
and you have an everything collection.
That'll make it easier for you, Leanne. You can go check the channels out, and you can still stay here on the stream. You just click it, and goes up to it. And
yeah,
I'd say it was the best thing ever when I get my wrench. I was like, wow, I can go to these channels and subscribe them and check things out and everything. It's really great.
Yeah, I discovered that on some of the other streams. I know the ladies that do the Filipino ladies, they give everybody wrenches, and it's really nice because then you can go see other people's content automatically. And I've kind of gradually been doing that on my streams, where I'm kind of giving everybody a wrench so that they can sub to the other people in the chat.
Yeah, it's really nice. Then you can drop links to people and make it easier for people to go who don't have a wrench. They can go check them out.
Yep.
Yeah, I noticed that when I was on yours last, you gave me a wrench, and I really appreciate that, George.
No problem. The problem is, like I was saying on Umberto's stream, is I haven't mastered the ability to stream and watch the chat at the same time. If I do that, I get distracted and I'll lose my train of thought of what I'm trying to say. I lose it anyways as it is. I don't need any added distractions.
That happens to me all the time too. That's why I like having.
I've just seen some really interesting little detritus worm kind of things.
Oh.
And they're fat little white worms.
Does it have a point on its head, or is it just
not that I can tell?
Okay, because it would be if it has like a little arrowhead.
They're quite tiny.
Okay, good.
Well, I was just looking because there's a little detritus worm just here, and I'm trying to look to see if it's got that triangle head, and I can't see. They're too small. I need a magnifying glass, but these little guys just look like white dots. They're just really fat, chunky little guys. So I'm actually starting to see some life in this tank, even though there's no fish in it. I'm really happy about that.
That's a good sign.
Yeah. That makes me really happy. Sorry. I said that. Yeah, you can't see on my phone, but... Oh, hang on. Where'd he go? There, see that white dot? That's a worm.
Huh. Yep, I see the dot.
Yeah. There's a couple of them there, and they're just kind of fat little chunky worms.
Yeah.
I've not seen them before, and I can't... Anytime I Google anything like that, I just... Yeah.
All right, so we'll go ahead and get started on our number 3 talking point. And it's a pretty easy question here. Why is fish keeping addictive, and what does it do for you? So I can say for me, like I said earlier, it's being able to control something that is in my control rather than something that's out of my control. It kind of brings my my world a little bit closer and not quite so hard to deal with. Sometimes you got pressures outside that you don't really have much power over. And then you come home, you got your aquariums, you say, okay, well, I got this tank here, I'm going to do a little maintenance on it. And you do something good. You do something good for something else, your tank, your fish. That just brings me some joy right there, just doing that. Being able to have some control in a very uncertain world, I think that's a real biggie for me. And that's why I find it addictive, and that's why I enjoy it. The fish are just so calming to watch. I know when I watch, he has a shrimp video out where he's got his new camera, and I was watching his cherry shrimp, and that was a pleasure to do that on the live stream.
I think for me, it's addictive because, I'm always learning things. For example, seeing all these little critters crawling around in the tank.
Yes, it's fascinating.
And how all of that environment you're creating, this is made by me.
Yep.
And to see the plants growing and thriving, and the little critters and the fish are all happy and healthy, and knowing that I am able to keep something alive. But I'm always learning. It's like a big science experiment. Go, oh, what will happen if I put this fish in here? What will happen if I put these together? What will happen if I put these plants in? What will happen if I put the driftwood in? What will happen if I change my substrate or my filter media or whatever? It's you're constantly learning through doing, as well as all of the therapeutic side. Like, I'll come home from work, sit on my couch, and just watch all my fish. I don't have a TV in my lounge anymore. I just have my fish tanks.
That's right.
And I'd much rather watch these guys after a long day at work, come home and just to hear the sounds of the water, watch the fish. It's wonderful.
So, Andrew, do you find?
Sorry.
Go ahead. Go right ahead.
Go on, Jeff.
No, I was going to ask you what you do you find anything in the fish keeping hobby addictive, or is it just you just enjoy it so much you just want to keep doing it?
Well, I've always kept fish most of my life, but I also enjoy the challenge of the breeding of fish, like with goldfish. I mean, this year, 100 Blackmore fry, bringing them up. I mean, it's the first time I've ever brought Blackmore fry up. I have brought goldfish up before, but that was so long ago. I can't really remember what I did. I think there were just about half a dozen that survived. So yeah, it's the challenge for me. It's like always trying to think. I'm a little bit like Steve. Looking for things that you can resolve without sort of things that are not there. So you're looking for things.
It's a challenge.
Sort of improve on.
You're looking for a challenge.
But I've got to be honest here, Jeff. Right? And this goes out to everybody really. Is that the one fish tank that's impressed me this week is Mel's, the angel tank that he's got with the cardinal tetras. That is, I'd love to go home. I could just watch that all the time. Unfortunately, we're going through a bit of a change with regards decorating, so our 280 litre tank has been shut down for the moment. But I can't wait to get that open, sit back in the lounge and, on the settee and, look at the fish that are back in there. I mean, hopefully that'll be this sort of autumn. Certainly not going to happen this side of October anyway. So, yeah, I've got a tank to the side of me here. You've seen, I don't know if it'll show up. This is the one with all the plants in the top of it. Yeah. And that one needs a strip down. It'll be the second strip down in a couple of years. Oops. Don't get too close on that zoom.
It's all right. Yeah. Yeah, it really is nice having the challenges of it, though. I mean, like with me, I know that I'm not very far advanced with it, but I'm starting to get into the live plants, and that's a fascinating, new area for me. We're talking a hobby that started in 1974, and I'm just now, in the last maybe a year and a half, just starting to dabble with the live plants. 2 years, I think. That's not a very long time being in the hobby this long, but yeah, as everybody knows, the type of fish I used to keep, I couldn't keep any plants, nothing. They would just even moss would get torn apart.
Mm-hmm.
But now things are different, and I think my addiction is just as probably stronger now than it ever has been in my hobby. Honestly, it really is, because now I've been doing this transformation from the larger cichlids to the more community fish and live plants. And it's like, I'm a newbie all over again. You know, I got new things happening to me all the time here that, you know, I've never experienced, and it's great. I really like it.
Yeah.
I suppose the other thing with not necessarily fish keeping, but it is tied into that, is the YouTube side of it as well. In the sense that, you know, I mean, through YouTube, I've met so many great people, you know, that are very close friends now. People have come, people have gone, you know, but I mean, that happens. But, you know, true friends stay with you. I mean, we've been friends since, what, last October? Back end of?
Yes, yes.
You know, I mean, me and Jeff will talk about all sorts of things, you know, behind, and not necessarily fish related. We will talk about all sorts.
Yep.
You know, we have become really good friends. I mean, the chances of ever meeting is pretty slim. But,
I'm coming to England.
I know you keep saying you're wanting the pork pies, yeah.
It's on my bucket list to make it to the United Kingdom.
Yeah.
So I'll be there. I'll make it.
Yeah, but yeah, as Daniel saying, yeah, man, I've met loads of great people, and I have, you know, I mean, Daniel, I met Daniel through Steve, but the one thing that, and I'm not sort of trying to, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but obviously we've got the Here Fishy Fishy show that goes out, which started from Jimmy had his Sunday show in an afternoon with Mary. Obviously that's no longer there, but I decided that I'd do one on my own. So I've done that on my own, but through that I have come into contact with so many people now that are on YouTube in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people with that, you know, throughout the world that come and view it, Here Fishy Fishy. But with regards to UK alone, I feel that Here Fishy, and I thought about this, you know, a few days ago, in the sense that, yeah, okay, we've got Aquarium Adventures, but with Here Fishy Fishy, we're bringing everybody on. You know, it's like Daniel will come on, Steve will come on, I'm on, Mel's been on, and we all have, you know, a bit of a chat, and it seems to be sort of like
hello, Melvin.
A hub for people that are within the UK, and whether that would have happened without Here Fishy Fishy, I don't know. But, you know, that's what I think. I mean, Leanne's in the UK. Leanne's been on the show as well. Yeah, so...
Yep. And and the thing of it is about the internet is I introduced you to her. I was subscribed to her, and I mentioned that she was in the UK as well. You didn't even realize it until then. So that's the great thing about it. All the networking capabilities of YouTube and the live streams and the videos and everything, we can all share. You know, we all become connected that way a little easier, and I think it's great.
Well, we've got Arnold from King's Aquariums, and I know that Arnold will come on. Obviously, you know, I don't push anybody to come on. Jeff, don't forget Saturday.
I'll be there.
But I know you will.
I'll be reminding you about it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't push anybody. You know, I'll send them the link. I mean, and if they want to come on, they come on. You know, Daniel's got another excuse this weekend that he's having a romantic weekend with the Mrs. DKF. But you know, I just take his excuses as they come and just sort of, you know, yeah, Daniel, you know.
I don't think they're excuses. He's just living in the real world.
Yeah, I know.
That's
I'm
right.
joking with him.
There has to be a balance.
No, I've always said to people, you know, your real life comes first. You know, YouTube is going to come second or third or whatever. So, But yeah, I mean, the fish keeping side, YouTube is a graduating ceremony. Worked hard for that.
You know, that you mentioned that, Andrew. I mean, think of it this way also. I mean, I spend more time sometimes on here with everyone on YouTube. I have relatives that I probably spend more time in a week than I would in a year with them. You know, they live out of town or they're in another state or something. And, you know, we may have a chat or something on the phone. You know, usually text. I mean, phone calls are pretty much in the past anymore. But with the texting and that, but here on these chats and our live streams and on the videos and watching videos and, you know, in the interaction, I you know, this is kind of like a family when you get right down to it. It really is.
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
Like a fish fam, you know, it's right down, and I think it's great.
It is not Twisted Koi.
YouTube is life.
Mate, if you think YouTube's life, you need to reevaluate your priorities, my friend.
Well, Twisted
There is a
Koi's in
big,
the
beautiful
UK.
world out there.
We haven't had Twisted Koi on the channel yet, on the show.
Yeah. We also have Gil from Australia. He's in the chat.
Yeah.
I don't know if yeah, do you see that? We had Andrew, I don't know,
was
you weren't here when Big Fish Lad was here. I'm not sure if he's still in the
I haven't
background or
seen him.
not. But Paul
He could
from
be
Big
lurking.
Fish Lad, he is I've been following his channel since I started coming on to YouTube, and he's got a great channel. He keeps the kind of fish I used to keep. But I still enjoy it. I still love those fish. I'm just, you know, it's a new phase for me. I'm just trying to move into other directions, but definitely.
Well, one of the interesting things is that sometimes by following somebody you weren't familiar with, it exposes you to a whole different group of people that are also in that community. With Big Lad, I think the way I found out about him was from Aquafunk doing a little shout out to a couple of channels, and he happened to be one of them. So I went over there and checked his channel, and then it kind of exposed me to some of you guys. And it's kind of like, oh, okay. So now I make it a point that whenever I see somebody I don't recognize, to go look at their channel, and then I'll scroll down to the bottom comments. And if I see a name I don't recognize, I'll click on their icon, and it'll take me to their channel, and that's how I discover a lot of new people. Is that
Yes,
way?
yes, that's what I do too. That is very. That's a good way to go about it too. I mean, you can really cover a lot of territory that way. Yep. And let's see here. So we've gone through our talking points. Let me see if I have anything left up here. I think that is pretty much it for this meeting.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, and we're about on time too.
I think we really we covered quite a bit of ground here, and we have a lot of wonderful people here. We have George and Adele, and we have my good mate Andrew, the co-host, Mel, and everybody else out in the chat. Sandy Doty, it's such a wonderful seeing her and everybody. Daniel, I can go down the whole list here, but it might take me about a half an hour. But everybody who's here is very, very important, and I'm so glad that you're all here. And if you notice this little the ticker going across the screen here, it says that you're not alone and you're always welcome here. So I want you to know that, you know, even though this is called the Aquatic Addicts Anonymous, it's not so much that we really have a problem, but this is more of a support group. We support each other, and we really, I mean, just our hobbies are so powerful that we like to share. And that's what I'm trying to do. And I guess that's pretty much why I started this stream. And, you know, it's just all in good fun, really, and, you know, good camaraderie. And I love to watch everybody else's channels. And, yeah, it's a lot of fun. So,
well,
yeah,
the great thing about... Oh, sorry, Andrew. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, what it is, I'm just reading Leanne's comment to Daniel, and she says, like two ships, I'll hopefully get over the nerves to go on again, meaning here fishy fishy. I'm worried I'll either talk too much or not at all. Now, I don't know if you've been watching me tonight, but I've just been sat and I haven't said anything. But when I get talking, I can talk. But,
that's right.
Yeah, but I mean, it's.
Well, you're always welcome to come and hang out on one of my streams too, love.
And
if you need the practice.
And here too, Leanne,
I was Vibes' first stream. He came up and hang out on my panel, and now look at him, he's off and away.
Yeah.
That's a bit like me with Jimmy though, because I mean, I went on with Jimmy and Mary a couple of times, probably a bit more than a couple. But then, like I say, I started on my own, and originally it was sort of like a thought with Steve, but then, Jeff came in, got involved, and
Thank you,
Jeff's been here ever since. But yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it's the initial thing of going live. I mean,
it's intimidating.
What you were saying earlier is that, yeah, you do have the nerves, and I have nerves still. I mean, I've been going live now for approximately 12 months, not on my own, but going on live shows or whatever. But even now, I have nerves about going live on my own. When you've got somebody there with you, you've got a co-host, you can either just sit there and say nothing, or you can just get involved. But what was somebody just said something, and right, no, okay, yeah. So it's like with the Fisher Bingo that I've got, that I do that live on my own, but throughout that show, I've got, obviously we're calling the bingo, whatever, and there's something going on. It's structured, unlike here Fishy, which isn't, and so you got people that turn up, people that don't turn up, and trying to keep that momentum going with the show as well. You've got to have content, and you can't. I think you've got to vary that content a little bit to keep people interested.
Absolutely, and that brings about a very important point too. But I want to go ahead and give George a chance.
Yeah.
Go ahead, and then I'm going to go right ahead, George.
Oh, okay. No, it's just, I mean, it's one of the things that I've truly enjoyed about the live streaming and actually being able to get out in front of the camera and stuff like that is, even though you do have some very good conversations in the chat, I value more being able to have the one-on-one interaction, like with you guys here, and that's what I've always looked forward to.
Yeah.
Anybody that's followed me for a little bit knows that I'm very chatty, and I like interacting with people. It's one, I guess I'm a people's person, and I enjoy engaging with people. Sometimes I can get a little bit heavy-handed with some people, but I know they can take it. So, like Jimmy, but I do it. It's never with the intention of being hurtful, but growing up in our family, that was a way to show affection. Is kind of giving each other a hard time, kind of like with your brothers and your siblings.
To dig in the ribs,
yeah. So it's always
Australians are all about that as well, George. Like, we're very much like, dig in the ribs, like give you the elbow and have a laugh at others' expense, just in a friendly way. It's never malicious.
Yeah.
And it's always just, oh yeah, you've done this, ha ha ha. So it's never meant to be malicious. It's never meant to be hurtful, but it's always a term of endearment.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty good about reading most people, who I can kind of do that. And granted, I'm not going to do it to somebody I don't know or haven't had a chance to really have some sort of interaction. But Jimmy has been one of those persons since day one that has always been very welcoming. And I know he likes to get, a little bit rib on people and stuff like that. So I feel comfortable.
I've known Jimmy for a couple of years now, and for me, like seeing that side of Jimmy is still kind of shocking for me. Because when he first was coming around and you'd see him in all of the streams and stuff, he was very nice. He was very polite and very nice to people and very friendly, and now he's kind of his true personality is coming out. I'm like, wow, Jimmy, you're surprising me. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, that's exactly what's Spaghetti Nona put on there. Yeah, if you don't really feel comfortable with somebody, it's just you're not going to be disrespectful, but there's that certain other level where there's that connection and that comfort with that person that you feel that, okay, I can get away with saying this, and I know they're not going to misinterpret what I'm trying to, that I'm just trying to be silly or a smart ass or whatever. But it's just.
Did you mean me, June?
Huh?
June's saying she loves her co-host. Oh. But then I see, no, not you. What?
Speaking of co-hosts, I need to apologize to Andrew because he puts up with a lot with me, and I get to talking sometimes, and he doesn't get a chance to get a word in, and I really I apologize, Andrew, for that. If I tend to, if you ask him when we chat on Messenger, I have a feeling that sometimes I maybe overstay my welcome. Sometimes I'm just chatting. My thumbs are going a million miles an hour, and I just chat. I get chatty. Let's put it that way. It's like you said, George. I get very chatty, so it's kind of.
Well, the feeling is mutual, June. June's very much now like my fish fam mum.
I just feel bad.
She and I hit it off like wildly, and being up on a panel with her, as you guys will know, we can sit there for hours. We are kind of like the Seinfeld show of the fish keeping community because we can sit there and talk about nothing for hours, and it's brilliant.
Mr. Mark Strelson's in the house. Welcome, Mark.
G'day, Mark.
So good to see you, sir.
And that's what's so nice about all these live streams is that there's a little bit of everybody does it a little bit different, and that's great because you don't feel like you're watching the same thing over and over. And
that was my concern. Like, I'm like, okay, I love fish keeping and I love that side of things and I love learning things, but I find that there are a lot of streams already that deal with all of that content. So for me, it's like, okay, we all met through fish keeping. Now what?
What else is there to that person besides fish keeping?
I'd like my streams to be a place for everyone to come in, hang out, and talk about other subjects. Like, okay, what else do we have in common? As much as I love fish keeping, I love fish. It's I didn't want to just structure myself to that one topic.
Yeah, well, I try to do that just because I like to try to stay on topic somewhat, but then I'll. It always morphs into something else. So it's not like it's not like it's really set in stone. I mean, we can start talking about other things, or health, food. Food's a big one. I like to talk. I love talking food, but I've been starting with a structure with my banners here a little bit, and I don't know how long I will keep this name for this. I keep my Wednesday stream, but I just started this. This is the 4th week. And I thought it was kind of interesting.
I love this idea.
This little niche, it's kind of I'm going to keep it for as long as I can, but if it starts becoming stale and we want to do something else, I can always go back to my original. Yeah, but my other one I had is called It's Alive, and it just basically that. So it is about fish keeping, but it's more of a generic
community. We've got a nice weekly settlement. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Exactly, June, and I think that's what works for us. It's just so easy for us to hang out.
Yep.
Late at night for USA, it's no holds barred. Exactly, June. And as for me, there's no such thing as a daytime stream.
Well, we're going to go ahead and Andrew, go ahead, and we have Here Fishy Fishy on Saturday, so go ahead, Andrew, and talk about that for a moment.
Yes,
and we'll finish up the stream for the day.
Yeah, we've got some great guests coming this weekend on Here Fishy Fishy. And we're on countdown now, so we've only got 3 more, and then Jeff's taking over. So I'm going to be away. So Jeff is going to be, I'll be running Here Fishy Fishy for a couple of weeks. But
I won't be doing the quiz or no quiz or anything. I'll just I don't think I can unless you show me how to do it.
Yeah, no, the quiz is fine, mate. Yeah, just don't email the questions to Dan. Not Dan.
And the answers.
The answers to Mal, I meant.
Oh, okay.
Or John. You don't send them to John.
No.
They know
He
everything
already knows
anyway.
He knows the answers already anyhow. So
The funny thing is,
well,
the funny thing is that I was on Messenger the other day, and I was actually sending a message. I was sending a picture of something to Donna, and I actually sent it to Mal by accident, but deleted it. And then Mal replies later on saying, "Oh, so that's how you're sending the questions, is it?" To the answers to John.
Before you do end, Jeff, I would just like to say I have been a bit lax lately, but I do have plans for a 1K stream where I would like to do a little Amazon gift card giveaway.
Yeah.
So hopefully if I'm not working this weekend, then I'm just going to do a pop-up random live stream, so stay tuned.
Nice.
Got it.
That's all I wanted to say, just a little plug. Little shameless plug.
Yes.
So I hope you can all join me for that.
June
Looking
says,
forward.
did you win?
June saying, I did win once.
Oh.
Yeah, once. Yeah, me too, I think.
I think that was
in fact,
quiz. Yeah.
Andrew won something was it a Christmas or no? It was he won something that wasn't to be shipped overseas, and he gave it to me. So that was very nice. That was I think that was on Tim from Crypt Keeper Aquatics. He won a botanical package, and they weren't able to ship that to the UK, and so he gave it to me. So I gave my information. He sent it to my house. That was really very kind of Andrew to do that.
Yeah.
And so if I ever join one for the UK, I'll do the same thing for him too.
I'll do that too. I enter, and then I just, if I win, I choose someone to give it to.
Yes, that's what Andrew did. He chose me, and that was very nice.
Although I did win all that fluval equipment at Christmas, and I wasn't giving that away.
No, you weren't.
No, that were mine.
So,
well, guys, I'm gonna jump off. My beautiful wife just got home, and I gotta go hang out with her. So I'll see you guys later.
Yep. Yeah, we're wrapping up.
No problem.
Thanks, George.
George.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks so
Jeff.
much thanks for joining us, everybody, and we will see you on Saturday on Here Fishy Fishy, and then hopefully next week on the bingo, Fishy Bingo on Tuesday, and then again on the in the Aquatic Addicts Anonymous on Wednesday. So I really thank everyone for being here. It's been really wonderful seeing everybody. And
I'll just add that if you haven't been over to Aquarium Delirium's channel, pop across.
Yes,
and
absolutely. In fact,
watch some of his videos. I mean, you'll be amazed, and subscribe.
Yeah,
I think he deserves more than what he's got.
I think I'm remiss on this. I tried to get as many people as I possibly could. Let's see here. I'm going to just throw up a couple links here real quick. And do this for just a moment. You can go ahead and talk about the 60-second challenge, Andrew, when it's upcoming, if you'd like. And while I do this,
no, it's not. I've scrapped it.
Oh, you scrapped it.
It's now been scrapped.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize.
Yeah, no, I scrapped it. But one of the things that I am thinking about, and that's changing the channel name. So instead of it being Aquarium Daily, whether it's aquatic related or pot pie fish or something like that, I don't know. But I'll keep the logo, but just think about changing the name. That's all.
I was thinking about that for
Danny
mine
says
too.
Fishy Cluedo.
Right. All righty, my friends. I'm just about done with this. I'm sorry for not looking at the camera right now. I'm just in the process of popping up some of these.
Mal's saying answers on a postcard.
I want to get. Oh, yes.
Oh, and don't forget to check out Arnold's fish room.
Oh, yeah. It's really that's a great video, Andrew. You got to check that out when you can.
Yeah, well,
it's
it won't be tonight because I'll be going to bed now, but I'll check that out tomorrow.
It's really a good one, though. I know that. In fact, I've watched it twice. It's really, see, there's so many things to go over there. He's got these Bolivian rams that they're beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, here we go. A few more out there. All righty. So, thank you very much, Andrew. And I'm sorry for talking so much. You didn't get a chance to really say much. I do apologize.
It's your channel.
Well, it is, but you're my mate, and you should have equal time here. So I'm going to try and tone it down a bit. I'll try to tone it down a bit in the future. I want to make sure you get a chance to express yourself and enjoy the channel just as much, as everybody else does. So I came in. I just kind of caught me off guard. I came in. There was a lot of people in chat already, and I got a little bit nervous. And I get that nervous energy build up, and I'm like a cyclone. I take off, So that's what happened to me. But anyway, I want to let you know I appreciate you, mate, and everybody out there. Thank you all so much, and we will see you very soon.
Okay.
I'll be seeing you on Saturday, but we'll be talking before then.
We will.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.